Good morning. Let me get set up. Oh my god, everything's taking forever this morning. Tycho, wait. I haven't even had my coffee yet. My gosh. Let me check my sound settings every time I get an update. I bet you it's messed up. No, it's not. I need my coffee. Good morning, Marianne. It's a fresh pot is being made. I gotta wait. I need my coffee. The thing is, what time is it? It's like 9:30ish. I don't know if I want to drink too much because I need to take a power nap later. Because tonight might be cray-cray. I'm staying up. If the weather's good, Perseids meteor shower. Night before peak, all the way. All the way. I'm staying up till 5. And then I'll do the same drill tomorrow. The question is the weather. That's the question. That I need the answer to. That's it. It comes down to the question of the weather. The Windy app just put something kind of funny. I don't know if it's funny necessarily, but let me show you. So tomorrow's a partial eclipse around, I would say, 1:45ish to 2 p.m. Northeast New England, Ohio maybe. The Perseids meteor shower hits its peak tomorrow night into Thursday morning. And because it's moonless, it's going to be amazing if I could see it. But you got the partial eclipse too during the day. But look what it says here. The whole event is worthless under cloud. No shit. The whole event is worthless under clouds. So set yourself up in windy first. Start days ahead to pick the right spot, then confirm the day. No shit, Sherlock. Of course not. If the weather doesn't cooperate, you're shit out of luck. Good morning, Tammy. Oh my god, it's like, really? Super Chat and Get Goals are now in the plus menu. I've never used that, and I'm not about to use that now. I got a message in YouTube chat. It says, start goal. Super Chat and gift goals are now in the plus menu. What happens if I click the plus menu? No. I don't want to do that. Start a poll. We could always do that, but that's not for super chats, right? I've never used that. You never see me with a super chat ever. Ever. I'm not about to start now. Block. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. What is that? That is a lot of... Look at the smoke, though. Isn't that wild? This is all smoke. And it's coming down toward me. But sometimes on the satellite imagery, it's still early here when the light, because it's still dark. But later on, as it gets brighter, you'll actually see the smoke coming off the fires. It's crazy. But what the hell is this? Which way is this moving? That is ugly. Oh my gosh, that looks like it's moving due east. Wow. I don't know. What are they saying the weather is for tonight? Because that don't look good. This looks like this blob is coming my way. Maybe it'll sink more to the south and hit them down here. We'll have to look at the jet. Let's see. What is windy showing? The winds are coming down from the northwest. Oh, that might give me the break I need. Looks like most of the moisture is going to sink toward the south. For tonight, at least. Alright, let's look. That's 2 a.m. That's good for tonight. This is good. Let's see Thursday morning. Thursday morning is looking better. If this holds off, that's 3 a.m. I might get lucky. What's up, JC? Oof. Might get lucky. For the cloud cover. For the meteor shower. I am going to be on tonight. I don't know what time I'm going to start. But we're going to like 4 in the morning at least. And definitely tomorrow it'll be 9 to 5 a.m. I gotta prepare. That is not easy. Let me see what my weather forecast is. The weather forecast, you can never... I always look at radars and satellite imagery. I don't go by what they say. I don't. Times of clouds, and it's going to be 86 today. Sunny. No thunderstorms. It says here tonight, clouds breaking and humid. Overnight, partly cloudy and humid. I'll take that. I will take that. Let's see what they're saying for tomorrow. Clouds and sunshine. Turning out clear tomorrow night. What about the overnight? Mainly fucking clear! It changed! I knew it just looking at windy. Oh my gosh, we might have a treat tomorrow night. Cloud cover 20%. Oh, that's good. Oh, yes. Visibility 10 miles. Let's just hope that sticks. Ooh, it could be fun. Could be fun. Oh, yeah, I got to get a nap in later. Definitely got to get a nap in later. That's why I'm making coffee, but I don't know how much I want. I could always fall asleep in the pool like I always do. I'm getting darker even still. It's getting... But summer's dwindling. I got maybe like 3 weeks left in the pool. Then it's over. My time is dwindling out there. It's over. But this is good news for the meteor shower. And I have this issue. Let me get my coffee. It should be done by now. Then we'll continue. Let me do that. Oh. With hazelnut creamer this morning. Come on. Come on, Papa. Papa-ni. fresh coffee in the morning. I already took my medication. I don't have to worry about the blood pressure because there's not much going on. I don't even know if I want to check. I think I should control the blood pressure first. Let me just do something because it's pixelated because I have the ISO so high on the Elgato. I'm afraid to do this. Alexa, turn on light.
Okay.
I knew it. Alexa, dim light 50%.
Okay.
Alexa, dim light more.
Okay.
Let's do a little bit more. Dim light. Oh, much better. Oh, what much better. That thing is like in my face. But look how dark I'm getting. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to change nationality. Good morning, Bog. Dehydrated all up in your smoky. Major development ship. Another ship. Another ship has been hit by projectile in the. Oh, that's Yemen. Casualties reported? I like to sit in the hot tub and watch a meteor shower, but it's too damn hot. Buy some dry ice. I know what you mean. Outdoor temperature. I don't mean the hot tub. Oh my gosh. Alexa, dim light.
Okay.
It's just too much for me. My eyes are light sensitive, so light bothers me. Other things bother me too, but I didn't even get to look at the news yet either. I just literally woke up an hour ago and, you know, the three S's, I don't want to get graphic. The shave, shower part, but, you know, the other one. I must shave. I hate it. You guys like shaving? If you shave? I hate it. Anyway, let me dare check Telegram. I bet you there's like 150. It's close to 100 from overnight. Oh my God. I'm gonna skip all this stuff. My God. What are they saying? Oh, how did we not expect this statement to come out? Trump, the Iranians are extremely cunning negotiators because they agree to something and then they go out and tell the press that they never agreed to it. They are very dishonest people. I told you he was going to say that. That's predictable. But is he talking about negotiations from the beginning or recently? That's the question. Oh my gosh. Let me hear this. I must hear this.
We have three powerful studies. We could just keep it alone and they're going to fail. We could just keep, doing sort of just like nice and easy, relaxed. Like I said, I'm sort of negotiating. You see, they're very devious negotiators because they'll agree to something, then they'll go out and tell the press that they never
did not
to it. No, they're very dishonest people. So we have three strategies. Do what I'm doing now, just bop along and look how bad they're doing because the nations, they've got 300% inflation. They have no value. Their currency has almost no value. They have they're not paying their soldiers. Their soldiers are leaving. So just keep that going because that's not sustainable. Hit them really, really hard, or really the third is just beat them economically. But we're doing that anyway. That's sort of a part of the first. So economically, they are a mess. They can't borrow money. We control their money. what they had, which is a lot. They had a lot. And we have total control of it. I'm their banker. I am their banker.
He technically, in a weird way, is controlling the frozen assets, sanctions. That's true. But I like option 2. What do you guys think? Option 1, we wait and see if it economically collapses and the regime surrenders to economic pressure. Or do we hit him hard? You know what I'm saying? That's the option 3 is actually part of option 1. Economic. Blockade, that's all part of economic fury. So you have to add 1 and 3 together to make 1. 2 is hit him very hard. What's up, Tenkela? So I like option 2. I still like option 2. I don't think this is going to work. It's just a delay till the midterms. I'm telling you. I've been saying this for what, months now? And then I see everybody else talking about it. It's about the midterms. Get a grip. Should have seen that coming a while ago. And market manipulation. So, oh shit, what the fuck? The Saudi Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued an official statement condemning the Colombian government's decision to recognize Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights. You see, this is where things get dicey. And that's why people are a little bit disillusioned when you hear about the Saudis jumping in to join the Abraham Accords. Part of the Saudi part is there has to be a 2-state solution in Israel. Israel ain't going for that right now. Especially with the Golan Heights, too. So, that's a non-starter. They condemned it. Now, remember, the Colombia has a new president, and he is an ally of our president. You might start seeing things going on militarily in Colombia, them working together to take out the cartels there, and the infrastructure and the influence of other international countries, our adversaries in the region. You might be seeing that soon. I hope it does. And right away, look, after he became president, the new Colombian president, his government is doing these things. Interesting. What is this? The Pakistani Interior Minister arrives in Tehran. That's why you can't trust the Pakistanis. Never should have. They're not true mediators. Iranian opposition groups armed and operating outside Iran have confirmed what we previously reported, stating that their headquarters in Erbil, northern Iraq, was struck by 3 rockets fired from Iran. Meanwhile, that's going on. It has been going on. Uh-oh. And I know somebody said, what leader? Again, you take this for whatever it's worth. And not much. Iran's supreme mouse is increasingly involved in the decision-making in Iran, growing into a position of his martyred father. He has consolidated his authority by meeting with various high-ranking officials in recent days. What? Oh yeah, including the president of Iran. That's bullshit. That was in supposedly in a car. He never saw him. He just heard a voice. He wasn't confirming that that was really him. And others that have not been disclosed. His physical state has been described as excellent despite rumors. And those who have met him say he's involved, diligent, and assertive when necessary. I ain't buying that at all. At all. No, not buying it. That's what they're saying, though, on the Iranian accounts. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Because they know they're in disarray and they're trying to put out this projection that everything is fine in Iran. That's why. And it's spreading all over the place. I kid you not. That just came out just now. Literally, just now. They're sharing it all over. This is what it looks like. It should be in cardboard, but I'm just going to say that's what they're putting out right now. I do too. So I don't know. This is what the bullshit that they're putting out there. Uh-oh. I heard another thing. I'll get to your stuff in a second, Diesel. I see it. What the hell? 14 passengers were injured during a flight arriving from Phuket Island on the Indian Airlines flight because the pilot was under the influence of drugs, which caused a sudden drop in the altitude of the aircraft by 300 feet. Oh, shit. The last thing I want is a freaking person in the cockpit flying the plane and he's high on drugs. Oh, my God. That's sick. Oh, my God. It says drugs. It doesn't say alcohol. It says drugs.
The Yankees landed at
Alexa, stop.
$2.6 billion.
God. Too early for that. The weather's coming next. It's 10 o'clock. It always gives me those updates. Sports and weather. All right, hold on. Let me see what Diesel's putting in here now. Yemen strikes another vessel. Okay, that somebody mentioned. Oil-laden beaches from the vessel struck. Oh, Jesus Christ. Environmental?
Well, it's partly sunny and 76 degrees right now.
Alexa, stop. Oh, that's bad. That's disgusting. That's bad. Footage shows Iranian island beaches completely black with oil after multiple tankers explode in the strait. That is bad. Wow. That's horrible. That's horrible. Hey, that's what you get, right? That's what you get. You're causing your own environmental hazard, disasters. Keep doing what you're doing. Do you care? They're the ones that are doing the blowing up, right? Those are Iranian beaches. Hey, you did it to yourself by doing the actions you take. That's my opinion. Let me see. Okay, Yemen strikes another vessel. But see, I'm weary, but I know Hormuz letter is pretty decent. I'm always weary. It says per Reuters, but I need more confirmation. You know? But that's what Hormuz letter is saying. They're pretty decent for when they post stuff. Diesel's sharp. Diesel's always on it. Faye, when she's here, there's a few of you that put in really awesome information in there. And you know me, I'm not worried about sharing links and images and stuff because I don't care about the monetization of this. I've never done it for that. Many, many, many years ago, for my first camera, I did. Ruling a country from beyond the grave. I am not buying that this guy's fine, excellent health, all that. If that was the case, why isn't he doing videos or anything else to show that he's alive? Smuggle out a video wherever he is, supposedly. You hear anything about the ship struck in Ban? That's what we're trying to see. I'm going to look at Iran Supreme Leader preparing for war. But you know this, whenever you see stuff like this, they do a lot of rhetoric, a lot of talking. They're known for this. But the mouse, I don't know. Now, again, think about this. The new leadership that was put in place, the commanders, blah, 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 blah. They're trying to say he's the one calling the shot and making the decisions of putting these people in their new positions, okay? If you could believe that. Honestly, I think there's ultra hardliners pushing to change the regime, and they know there's no supreme leader, and they're trying to push to gain power in the country, and they're trying to say that the mouse is alive, and he's doing this and this and this. I think there's a lot more, and I've been saying that for over a week. But anyway, the Ayatollah Mouse issues 5 directives each to the Iran's newly appointed and armed forces general staff chief and IRGC commander, explicitly framing the orders as preparation for a faithful confrontation with the forces of global arrogance. And you could see it, the 5. The Armed Forces General Staff boost overall capability, effective responses to threats, comprehensive up-to-date defense security readiness, complete integration with the Khatam al-Anbiya headquarters, enable timely, revolutionary, and effective responses to every threat level, including their own people. Maximum deterrence, the IRGC, readiness for offensive operations, continue all-around enhancement of capabilities, strength of piety, insight, and revolutionary spirit in the ranks. Yeah, I can imagine that. The ranks. Revolutionary spirit in the ranks. I wonder how that's going. Expand command ranks with spiritual grounding, scientific knowledge, and modern skills. This isn't a defensive posture. Iran just ordered its military to get ready to fight. Okay. I'll drink more coffee. Yes, please thank Diesel for what Diesel does. What? Unknown drones over Diego Garcia? What the hell? Oh boy. Reports of unidentified drones over Diego Garcia are raising new questions about the vulnerability of one of the U.S. most strategic, important, and remote installations. The UK, because it is an island that allegedly, for now, unless they give up, which we should take it over. That's a whole story in itself. The UK Ministry of Defence confirmed it was aware of reported sightings but provided no details. PACCOM likewise declined to discuss the incident or force protection measures. The reports originated within an unofficial Air Force social media account, unofficial, which claimed drones had been spotted near the base's fuel farm and that a curfew had been imposed. TWC says it has not independently verified those claims. Okay, so, but they denied. They said it was aware of the reported sightings, but provided no details. They declined to discuss it. Long long-range or sea-launched drones that could reach isolated bases from far from conventional launch points. Diego Garcia sits roughly 1,000 miles from Sri Lanka and has virtually no civilian population that could plausibly account for recreational drone activity. It has been a temporary home, for strategic bombers and has been used to reload U.S. Navy Arleigh Burke guided the shoes of munitions. Yes. Starmer was like, you can't use it. Remember that? And the president wasn't happy when he mentioned those comments. That changed real fast. All right, we're going to go to the UKMTO report. I'm trying to keep up with Diesel in chat. So the UKMTO Center has issued a warning advisory after receiving a report of an incident off the coast of Yemen, in which a cargo vessel in the southern Red Sea was hit by an unknown projectile, resulting in an unknown number and nature of casualties. That's what it says, resulting in casualties. I tell you, that's another problem, boy. The Houthis, that has to get resolved as well. Because if it ain't Saudi Arabia, it'll be Israel. It's just a matter of time, I think. Like they've done in the past. There's one that I watched that they live in the mountains in places that have been carved out of stone that have been there thousands of years, I'm assuming. Iran is also reporting... Shit, it just moved. Oh my God. The whole chat just shifted. There it goes. Iran is also reporting that the ship was struck. Yeah, they're cheering on their proxies. Oh, that's international. International is against the regime. Yeah, that's bad. That ain't good. Let me see. Where are we? Good morning, Brother Kyler. Hope things are going well in Kansas on the farm. And I can't say enough of what you and everyone else does for this country and others internationally. So thank you for what you do, and your family and your community and all the farmers out there. The hard work. Oh my God. I would love to spend a week on a farm and document exactly, because people don't realize a lot of things that go on in any circle. To me, you know what we should do? There's not enough of this. I was having this conversation with a friend. We should be doing things where we're promoting and talking about things that go on domestically in this country, the positive stories. We always hear the media legacy negative. We need to highlight the great things that people do every day, behind the scenes. That's just my opinion. There's too much bullshit out there. All right, let me keep going. And what's up, Smokey? And everybody, Dehydrated, Camper, Protocol. I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, the mouse, I think the mouse has been done. Again, Diesel, we were talking about this yesterday. There was a memorial, and there was a mural, and it had the Supreme Mouse, the past Supreme Mouse. It was like they were pretty much doing an homage to those big time people who have fallen within the regime. And it had Mouse Jr. on it. And it was in Mashhad. Somebody confirmed it was in Mashhad. I think it was Kava. And then that was it. But it was like they were confirming that he died, Mouse Jr. And that was shortly after February 28th. So I personally think he's dead. And he's been dead for months. That's just my opinion, though. I have no evidence. What's going on in here now? I'm starting to believe all them reports that came out of the U.S. running low on munitions is true, which is why Trump is letting Iran act out. But I had a conversation again with a friend. What if that's what they want to leak out to the press? So the press runs with it, and Iran is monitoring the press, and Iran has completely bought that. Completely. That's why they keep pushing with their rhetoric, and it's increasing. What if they used the press, knowing that the press would run with that? I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying that could be. I don't know. And you don't think right now they're rapidly trying to produce munitions? Not just here, but as some people in chat have told me, Japan and other countries are involved too. I don't know. I'm just saying. The war zone. I love the war zone. I love the war zone. I really recommend the war zone. The website, Web Warzone. I do. I've been following the war zone for years. Especially, oh my God, he was a guest on a show. What's his name? One of the guys that does the stuff on there, he does a lot of sometimes he'll talk about UFOs. I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. But I've been following the war zone for years. You should definitely check it out. Their website. But yeah, they're also talking about the drone sightings. Diego Garcia. I can't think of his name. That's terrible. Holloway? Something Holloway? I can't think of his freaking name. Anyway. Casualties time is still crickets from the U.S. Again, there are two different things going on. Iran, Yemen, the Straits. It looks like the president is keeping the naval blockade, and you cannot discount the truth of this. The economic effects on Iran are devastating. They're not getting their oil out, basically. Unless, maybe if it's oil that's going to China or something, or maybe something like that, but that would be the exception, not the rule. But the Saudis are the ones that are really the ones that supply China with the oil. But anyway, they're in a really, really, really bad position right now. They're not getting that money. So he might be saying, okay, the markets are under control. We've got the blockade in place, which we're going to try to get the flow going on through the Strait. That's why you see the tankers in the air. They're trying to give air cover to these tankers that may have their AIS off, using the southern route to get through. The United States provides air cover, naval power, whatever it is. And that's why he says the Strait is 100% open. Other than the blockade on Iran. So they may be counting on this. He said it in the clip. The economic collapse of Iran. The problem with that is Iran they rather die. They don't care about their people. They don't care about the people. The regime wants to survive. However they're able to make that happen and function, I don't know if that's sustainable. And then, of course, you hear about paying their troops. A lot of these troops are loyalists to the Supreme Mouse, and their main objective is revenge on the United States. They want blood. You're not dealing, I keep saying this, you're not dealing with rational people. These are irrational, loyal jihadists that answer to the mouse. They will die as martyrs than surrender. If you think you're going to get Iran to surrender, you're going to wait a while. You're going to wait. How long that takes, I don't know. But then they won't surrender. If they thought they were going to, rather than surrender, if they thought they are going to collapse, they will cause absolute chaos in the entire region before that happens. They will strike Israel. They'll strike all the Gulf states. If they thought that they were going down, they may even hit their own people. That's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with absolute insane individuals. We're not dealing with rational people. So maybe it works. I agree, Candace. I've been saying that forever. Take out the regime. A friend on another platform. So is that what you're betting on? But at the same time, the markets are pretty much not really fluxing too much. I won't say stabilized, but they're not really moving too much right now. That's what's important for the economy here, especially with the midterms coming. Like I said, after the midterms, you might see all hell break out. And it also gives time to scramble and redeploy. I heard somebody put a link in there that the Lincoln is going to head back and the Roosevelt is going to take its place. I don't know about the Bush carrier, but I think I read that somewhere. It must have been Diesel. Somebody put the link making reference to that, or maybe it was Faye, that they're going to send the Lincoln back home, but the Roosevelt's going to take its place. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't heard nothing about the Bush. We have to wait. Let me see. I agree about the cyber attacks. Plus, I think they're more severe. They always will. They will not tell the public anything because they don't want to create panic. And show that vulnerability. They'll do everything they can to keep that controlled. As far as the threat of cyber. And that not only that, the threat right here in the homeland. Sleeper cells. Do you know how active our agencies are to go into every report, whether it's credible or not? Not just them, the local law enforcement, state, they're always filtering through possibility of credible threats by people here. You can only imagine what we don't know that happens on a daily basis to protect us. Just saying. IDC is clearly supplying and using the Houthis. Absolutely, they're a proxy. Where are they getting all these missiles and drones from? Iran. And the Saudis knew that this was going on. They knew they were sending in commanders and all that shit to the Houthis. That's why they hit that airport, to prevent them from landing. And then when they all got off the plane, it looked like a jihadi party because they landed somewhere else in Yemen. You remember that? The Saudis knew this. The intelligence was there, what they were doing. That's why the Saudis acted. Well, you woken up the Houthis now. Who do you think is directing them attacks? Hint, hint. Exactly. Iran. They said they would play the other straight card eventually. They would let the Houthis know when to do it. It's all coordinated. All right, I'm trying to catch up to everything you guys are doing here. Good morning, Mad Million. Yeah, I saw that. Dehydrated. Again, innocent till proven otherwise. Excuse me. Reports that the U.S. just fired a ship attempting to get through the blockade. That's interesting. That's an interesting little thing there. Hormuz letter. This was what? 15 minutes ago? No, half hour ago? For the first time in 3 weeks, the U.S. fired on a ship trying to violate the U.S. blockade of Iran's ports in the Gulf of Oman. Interesting. Per Wall Street Journal, a U.S. military helicopter fired at a rudder of a Panama flag ship after the crew ignored American warnings, causing a large fire. This comes a few hours after Pakistan claimed U.S. Iran are close to some arrangements and things are shaping up in favor of peace. Yet the Houthis fired on a ship in the Strait hours ago, and now the U.S. I don't even want to read that anymore with this Pakistan nonsense. I swear to God, I can't take it. I can't. Oh my God. What's up in Manuelo? Apparently those photos of Trump golfing with the air defense were real. Really? But that's not a surprise, though. Oh, yeah. Protecting him while he was golfing. That was at Bedminster. I'm not surprised. You know what I mean? I'm not surprised. They have to protect the president at all. Forget about that. That goes without saying. Whatever it takes to protect him, you gotta do it. It's a no-brainer to me. Okay, let me see. Oh, here we go. This is what we were discussing yesterday about the mural. Thank you, Diesel. This is the thing that drove me nuts when I seen it. And I shared it live back then. This mural. See, it's got the Ayatollahs. It has Soleimani. But look who's here. The Mouse Jr. This is a memorial. A mural. In Mashhad. And he's there. Along with the other martyrs. That you don't see them all. But what the hell is that about? He's there. He's right here. Soleimani. You know, you got your past ones. Come on. That was a oopsie. Oopsie. Are you confirming he was dead months ago? Ever since I saw that, I said, he's dead. And I think somebody slipped. It could be propaganda, but that doesn't make sense. I believe he's dead. That's just me, though. Where are we? I think the legacy media hates Trump so much they're working with Iran. Well, they sure are providing the propaganda from Iran, for sure. There's no doubt. When they say, Iranian officials say, they're getting their propaganda directly from Iran. And they're putting it out there. Did you vet it? Is it credible what they're saying? Or are you just spewing their propaganda nonsense to the media here, spreading it? That's irresponsible. At the least. It really is disgusting. It really is. I don't know. I mean, come on. Iranian sources say this. Now, excuse me. If they brought on to show what they're saying, if they interviewed somebody like Vahidi or the foreign minister or the president of Iran, and they were interviewing him to see what he has to say, that might be different because it's coming directly from the mouth. But when you start putting articles out there saying sources say, sources that, that, no. You are running with their propaganda. And even if you interview them, they're going to spew their propaganda, period, anyway. But I don't think a lot of people even know what the hell is going on. Honestly, I don't think a lot of people even know what the hell's going on. Like really, other than what they see on TV or whatever that is. Trump told True Social post about allegedly Obama collusion with Russia. Let me see. Look at this. Okay, so he's sharing the New York Post article. Let me go to that. Okay, let's look. Obama's Trump Russia collusion report was corrupt from start. CIA review. Biden's assessment that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help Donald Trump was deliberately corrupted by then CIA John Brennan, Comey. They've been saying this forever. Who were excessively involved in its drafting and rushed to its completion in a chaotic, atypical, and markedly unconventional process that raised questions of potential political motive. Further, Brennan's decision to include the discredited Steele dossier over the objections of the CIA's most senior Russian experts undermined the credibility of the assessment. That is absolutely true. So if you guys want to go to this article and look at it, I'm going to copy the link and you guys could check it out. Right there. Might be a really interesting read. Now, just so you know, this paper is owned by Rupert Murdoch, Fox News. So you will see conservative type articles on it. Just like you'll see liberal articles on Daily News. It doesn't surprise me. But I would have to look into the details. Okay, what's next? Thank you for putting the Warzone's main website. Let's see. Yeah, the Strait is going boom boom again. Both of them, actually. I read that about the low-key thing going on. My God, you guys are putting so much in. I got to catch up. In my honest opinion, I think this is all a ruse to mislead IRGC. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the U.S. is... I agree with that. I agree, Diesel. I agree with you on that. That this is a ruse. And they're getting very arrogant, emboldened. We're quiet. I think something big is coming. I've been saying that for how long, though? I don't know. We own Venezuela oil. We shouldn't really be having the high prices. Venezuela can have all the oil in the world. Does it have the infrastructure to push it out, export it? That's the problem right now. Believe me, they'll work on the infrastructure. That's the problem. They could have all the oil in the world, but unless you're able to put it out there, export it in big numbers, you got to create the infrastructure to do that. Right now, they don't have that infrastructure. I think they roll out maybe 1 point something million barrels per day, which sounds like a little bit, but it's a significant amount. But they got to ramp up the production, and they need the infrastructure to do that, which I'm sure the United States companies are invested in that, and they will make that happen in time. Alexa, how much does Venezuela export daily for oil? I think it's like 1.3.
Venezuela's oil exports are roughly 1.25 million barrels per day as of May 2026, mainly to India, the US, and Europe.
India, US, and Europe.
Venezuela's oil
Alexa, stop.
exports are...
That's enough from you. I thought it was 1.2, 1.3. It was right in the middle. IRGC reported on their local TV that if they feel they are about to fall, they'll launch every remaining munition all across the local areas. I said that earlier. Diesel. That's definitely... They're not going to surrender. I saw that email, Diesel. I almost said his name. Oh my gosh. I caught myself, Diesel. I'll check it out in a second. Possible think they are doing a lot of things we don't know. Hell yeah, they're doing things behind the scenes that we don't know about. Of course they do. We would have to be super naive and gullible to think that what we see on the surface here through social media, legacy, whatever, that we have any real idea what the hell's going on. Because we don't. We're just speculating based on what we see from this, from that, from here, from... It's all speculation. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Iran could be begging, some of them, I don't know about the ultra hardliners, but for really, because I'm sure there are people in the regime, like parliament members, that are speaking out and saying, listen, we have to find a solution to this. We cannot go on like this. Our economy is garbage. It's dead. But then the hardliners are saying, fuck you. We want revenge. We're never giving up. We think we got them where we want them. We're going to wait him out, even if it takes 2 years. Is that rational thinking? Again, that's irrational. But you're dealing with irrational people that would rather die and go with the goats than surrender. They have already bombed what they could. Don't really think there's something big in the works. Wanted over quick. Well, you could be right. If it were me, if it was my decision, because you believe it or not, there's still those mosquito boats out there. And anywhere that these ships are being targeted from, they should be taken out. That's one. But we've been trying that love tap bullshit. We tried that. But I'm going. I don't care what it takes. I'm going after the regime. I'm going after all these talking heads. As many as I can. I'm going after them wherever they are. That's what I'm going for. And I know Israel would too. You want to see internal collapse? Collapse the regime. Collapse any of that leadership, whatever's part of it. Collapse it. It'll be utter chaos. It's already chaotic, the infighting in the regime. It's already chaos right now. You could see the power struggle going on. Exploited. I've been saying this for God knows how long. But the problem is they're either way underground or they're in populated areas amongst other civilians, and they know if the United States dare or Israel hit those targets, there's going to be a casualty amount of civilians. That's the problem. So, I get it. And I forgot about the boots on the ground thing. You know, that's a whole different scenario. All right, hold on. Report with recent Trump phone call. I don't know if I played this already. Yeah, I played this already, but I'll play it again. Uh-oh, my camera's just picked up something. There's movement somewhere on the property. I heard that one. Pool. A cat. In the pool. A cat. What? It just disappeared. No, a cat is sitting in the yard. Isn't that crazy that it even tells me what it's picking out in detail? A cat is sitting in the yard by the pool. That's funny. Oh my God. Now let's listen.
We control their money, what they had, which is a lot. They had a lot. And we have total control of it. I'm their banker. I am their banker.
So here we are in September.
here we are in September. He must have been alluding to something else because the Senate doesn't come back till September. Maybe he was alluding to something like that. I don't know where that was going. That was pretty weird. I hate when clips are taken out of context. Anyway, let's keep going. Just watched Senator Rambo, Anthony Aguilar, report about the Lincoln leaving the Met and Roosevelt taking his place. I don't know what's going on, but Firefox is frozen on me. But it's working this way. That is very bizarre. Okay. According to my sources, the American aircraft carrier Lincoln will withdraw from the Arabian Sea really soon, following a record deployment of more than 250 days. Naturally, naval power in the region will not diminish, given that the USS Lincoln will be replaced by the USS Theodore Roosevelt, which is currently stationed in San Diego on the West Coast, as seen by Sentinel-2 satellite imagery. And this is, I'm assuming, August 7th. Yeah, right there. 8/7. So we'll see. They're not leaving a void there, I can tell you that. There's no way. No way. All right. Luke says they should give the mouse. What did you write? I just seen it and I lost it. I'll definitely check it out, Diesel, in a second. I'm just trying to catch up. Yeah, they're definitely turning on each other. When the regular army, that's always been something that was discussed even by Reza Pahlavi about the regular army aligning with the actual people of Iran, the people's army in Iran, and joining them. That's what they need. For real. That's what they need. You're right. The regular army probably was the first pay cut. Yeah. AI is taking over our lives. Scary. UAPs were over Jersey Shore again last night. Really? It's starting again with that stuff over here. It's got to be focused to Bedminster with the president. That might have. I mean, they have to keep an eye on that. What's up, Madison? Additional report showing about U.S. striking vessel. I'm getting a lot on Telegram. Remember, tonight I am streaming the Perseus meteor shower night before peak. And I'm definitely going to stream tomorrow night, night of peak, if the weather cooperates. Both nights. The Panama flag cargo vessel MV Villanova was targeted early Tuesday by a missile fired by a U.S. military helicopter, enforcing the ongoing naval blockade against Iran, after the ship allegedly attempted to run the American blockade. Wow. Stupid. That was stupid. They fired several warnings. According to Fisher, following several warnings, the helicopter fired a single missile which struck the ship's rudder, causing a small fire, with initial reports suggesting no casualties to the crew on board. Vanguard, a maritime security firm, reported the incident occurred as the Panama flag vessel was transiting westbound through the Gulf of Oman toward Iran. And so it was going in. Okay. And he said that. We're controlling who comes in as well. He did say that. There's real evidence right there. Trump, we are not satisfied with Iran's approach in the negotiations. But okay, Smokey. Just imagine, how many times has he said that? They're untruth, they're not truthful, they're liars, they're dishonest, they can't be trusted. Yet, on the flip side, they still try to negotiate with them. How many times does it take, like the definition of insanity, doing something over and over and over and over again, looking for a different result, when you can see the pattern has been established now clearly? You cannot trust them. You could never trust them. Ever. Ever. I've always said it, it's delusional. It's delusional. That you think you're going to make a deal with these people? With you? That's the last thing they want to do, is make a deal with you. They want you dead. Let's be blunt. And they're going to make a deal with you? This shit, it doesn't even make sense. I just don't get it. But again, a lot of it is market manipulation, trying to keep things low key, so to speak. The economy, midterms, there's a lot going on. But like I said, Iran knows this. You don't think Iran could wait out to the midterms? You don't think they're going to make his life miserable by doing things to try to create issues for him politically here in the country? I wouldn't be surprised late September, early October, they just start firing all over the fucking place. Then what does he do? They may play that card. Then he has no choice but to ramp it up right before the midterms. You know, Iran would love to see the oil prices go up, because they're going to say that definitely is going to affect him now. Prices are going up in the U.S. They're going to play the game as long as they can. It's not, I mean, it's so damn obvious. Delay, delay, delay. Play this bullshit game. He's got to do something. That's just my opinion. And exactly, Chris, and yet they're still talking about the big one. Report: Iran set up control room in Yemen for strikes on Saudi Arabia. Jesus Christ. See, they were sending in people to help with that, and the Saudis knew this. Oh, it's Potato Head. Potato Head's on the screen. Well, one of the Potato Heads. IAGC officers overseeing Houthi military ops, with envoy Ali Maud Razeh running an operations room. Houthi leaders have moved command centers into hotels in Sana'a, Hodeidah, and Sadah to shield themselves. Okay. I mean, you see the picture in the back? Well, two of them are gone. He just has it there like he's the mouse right now. That could also be a mural of a memorial. I'm just saying. That's the way I look at it. That's more like a memorial picture, a mural, image, painting, photo, whatever the hell that is. I'm trying to catch up. Okay. Reports on what U.S. blockade is costing Iran. Are you kidding me? Hundreds of millions per day. It could add up. Okay. Let's just share it. It could add up to 18 billion annually to Iran's trade costs. The head of Iran-China Chamber of Commerce said. Iran-China. Said on Tuesday, warning against trying to adapt to it as Tehran did with sanctions. He said that transporting a container from China to Iran costs about $3,000 by sea, compared to with an average of $12,000 over land. With around 2 million containers entering Iran's southern ports annually, The additional 9,000 per container would impose about 18 billion extra costs. He said the figure exceeded Iran's annual spending of less than 15 billion on imports of essential goods and medicine. The worst thing that could happen today is for us to think that we can circumvent the naval blockade and try to run the country despite it. He said, we did something similar with sanctions. Instead of getting them lifted or finding a mechanism to neutralize them, we tried to circumvent them. The result was a weakened economy and widespread corruption. On the flip side, if Iran were to be allowed to collect tolls with Oman, this would evaporate. They would make about 40 billion a year in tolls or fees if they get their way. Are we going to accept that? On the flip side. And if the Strait opens, does the blockade stand and Iranian tankers don't flow? I mean, that's all good and said. I'm fine with that. That's accurate. But do you think that China and Russia and other countries in the region aren't going to try to help Iran to prolong this campaign? Because they want to see the United States deal with this issue? Of course they are. It's, again, what's going on behind the scenes. The Caspian Sea, like the land bridges, railroad, trucks. There could be truckloads of fucking currency coming in. Who's going to stop it? We don't know what's going on. So I take all that for what it's worth. We don't know what's going on. You think China wants to see this end? You think Russia wants to see this end? They want to see us be in a long, drawn-out conflict with Iran. They believe it benefits them. It weakens us. So despite what you see there with the Chinese reference, that'd be like China's not sending Iran any weapons or components or intel and everything else. That's bullshit. So I'm not buying that necessarily. Yes, there's no question Iran's economy is devastated. But again, the bottom line is this. The people who are the ones that suffer, the regime want to survive. And even those that they say aren't getting paid, etc., if they're being fed and they're being taken care of, a lot of those people that, not the Iranian army, IRGC, they will die for it. This has nothing to do with being paid. They die for the cause. As long as their families and themselves are being taken care of, they could be promised whatever. This is ridiculous. And people buy this shit. That's the problem. That is, we're going to make them collapse economically. Yeah. Are they going to surrender? Is the regime going to surrender? You think they're going to surrender and concede to all the demands the U.S. is making? Or will they take everybody down with them and destroy as much as they can? Come on. It's silly. It's silly. That regime will never surrender. If you think Iran, that regime is going to surrender, you're fooling yourself. In my opinion. You can't fix crazy. These are irrational lunatics. They are jihadists. They have the red flag of revenge flying. They're not going to concede. They will die for it. And they, like I said, they will cause as much damage. If they thought that they were going to fall and collapse, that's probably when you have the rats cornered. They're probably at their most dangerous point. I don't know if people realize that. If they're that desperate and they think they're about to collapse, they're gonna unleash hell. Because they know they're about to collapse. That's the worst, that's the scariest thing that I worry about. People are like, okay, they're going to surrender. They're going to come to the table. They're going to negotiate with the United States. No, they're not. They're going to inflict as much pain, chaos, destruction, and pain to the entire fucking region, especially Israel. And their own people. And it's so tragic. Because at the end of the day, it's the Iranian people that suffer, of course. So I think that's a delusion. You might want to believe that's a possibility. That's on you. That's your opinion. I'm good with that. My opinion is no way. I may be wrong. Maybe they will. Or I mean, if you see this power struggle, and it's been going on for quite some time, it started with Ghalibaf and Vahidi months ago. If you see this power struggle going on, you could see there are probably some that want to negotiate with the United States because they know how dire the situation is in Iran. But they are totally outnumbered and outweighed by the ultra hardliners on this side. So the scale, you think there's an even scale of those that want to deal with the U.S. and those that want to keep it going? And it's like this. IRGC, National Security Council, Judiciary, whoever it is, and even the hardliners within Parliament itself, they're outweighed. Do you think it'll get to here where, I don't want to call it rational thinking, but trying to come up with a negotiation with the United States? You ever think those scales will even out? That the IRGC will cave in and the other hardliners will cave in and the people here, their opinion will count for something? No. Based on the current power struggles and announcements they're making, they're going even more like this. And then you have people that crazy person saying, we're going to overthrow the regime and we're going to have a new Islamic revolution and we're going to make it even more crazy, ultra hardline, and make a Sharia law that runs the country. Then you got people like that out there. They don't think it's enough. They want to see more. So it's crazy. I don't believe the war is over either. Let's see. There should not be one airport, military or civilian, in functioning operation in Iran. And then you'll hear the people screaming, it's a war crime. You know that, especially when you hit civilian infrastructure. It's a war crime. Because you mentioned military and civilian, which they can easily use. Look at Ben Gurion. Look at Tel Aviv. How many of our refuelers and other assets do we have there in Israel? There's an airport not far away from me. It's an international airport shared with the National Guard. Stewart, not far from me. To me, that's valid. They could easily use a civilian airfield for military use as well. I agree. But you know you're going to hear the lefties and all the others screaming it's a war crime. You know that. To the best of my knowledge, sanctions have never worked, especially on countries that are used to hardships. Yes, Iran has been going through this for a long time. But this is different. The oil blockade is different. Sanctions and frozen assets is one thing. Causing an oil blockade to cut off their funds, that's their biggest revenue maker. That hurts. This is different. This is much more significant than sanctions and frozen assets. They are cut off. They are losing, I thought the number I heard was like 300 million a day in revenue. That's a lot of money. And that's another thing. How much money do they have? Like they say they have nothing. How much do the Houthis have left? How are they going to ship supplies to the Houthis? Or any of the other proxies? If the money's frozen up, are they getting any money or any logistical support, military equipment, whatever? How do they stay sustained? You would think they're running low on munitions and everything else too. Now the Houthis held back. Whatever they had, they held back for quite some time. This Saudi Houthi thing just started, what, a couple of weeks? But how long can that realistically last if they're not getting any economic support from Iran or logistical support, military equipment, whatever? How long could that last? Can Iran afford to send all this stuff out when they can't even survive themselves economically? I don't know. Same as last time, Pakistan and private flights, they're there now. The Pakistanis are already there in Tehran. There was images already. Yeah, same shit. Pakistan, Qatar, even, I wouldn't be surprised, Turkey puts their nose in it. Everybody else. They're trying, and they say that there's a good chance of coming to an agreement. This is insane. But then the president said, not so fast. They can't be trusted. They say one thing publicly, he said the same thing. Behind the scenes, it's totally different. He said that, I don't know if that was this morning. It's only a war crime the first time. I mean, war is war. I'm not saying going after civilian targets, people, but the essence? You cut off supply routes. That includes airports. That includes railroads. That includes bridges. I mean, it does affect the civilians, obviously, but it's about their resupply lines. That's strategic. That's a military legitimate target to me. I don't get it. You want to cut off their supply. Their resupply lines. That makes common sense to me. I don't understand it. If they're not going to have any more military airports, you know they're going to use civilian airports. And if you really want to cut them off, you hit everything. You cut them off. Uh-oh. Said, what's happening?
Nothing much, Billy, man. I called the town of Newburgh, water and sewage.
Mm-hmm.
The lady says she's going to call the water department and get back to me.
All right.
I'm waiting, man. I spoke to tenant too. Nothing is leaking. Nothing is running.
I told you. I talked to them last night.
Yeah. And also one thing's left. If you have a minute to go into the garage and see if the pipes, you hear anything, any water, running water in Josh's garage.
Okay. I'll check it. You know what I'm wondering? Remember the line that goes outside to the backyard for the hose?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's, even though it doesn't leak outside, I wonder if it's on and the leak is coming to that line. Remember we had that problem? We thought it was the thing outside that was leaking?
Yeah, it was leaking, yeah.
Right, it was. But maybe it's
We'll fix that.
I know we fixed that, but maybe it's that line that's still leaking that gets to that line. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that much water, man?
Uh-huh. If it, let me tell you something right now. If there's a broken pipe anywhere, it's going to leak out water like that.
Yeah, it's a broken pipe, but where, man?
I don't know.
You think John understands? He's a plumber. I called him, but he didn't answer me.
I don't know. Like I said, I can go over there really quick and check the garage. He doesn't have much piping in there, in the garage. You know that. There's not much to look at.
No, not too much time. What I'm saying, maybe in the bottom or something, maybe constantly running water. I don't know if
I can hear it. It could be a toilet that's constantly running. You know what I mean?
You hear it.
Yes, you would hear the water going through the pipes to the main waste line. You would hear water coming in.
Yeah, I mean, if you hear it, that's why to check it. And then tomorrow I'm gonna come there, and I have no choice. I gotta find a plumber.
Yeah, we have to figure out the source of this leak.
Yes, definitely.
All right, call me if you hear any updates. It's 11 o'clock. Give me till like 12 o'clock, and I'll go over to the house.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I'll call you back.
Thank you.
Bye. Yeah, he's got a big problem. He got a water bill that was $1,200. That's fucking impossible. There's a leak somewhere. I went there last night. The meter's moving. I called the people the tenants. They said the water pressure's fine. There's no leaks. Something's wrong. Somewhere. We have to figure this out. So I'm gonna go over there and check again. Anyway, getting back to this. Hopefully Friday fireworks again. How many times are we gonna say that though? We can guess so many times until it really happens. This is the week. This is the week. This is the week. China. China is flooded. China is flooded. They can't even build a functioning storm sewer system, much less good functioning aircraft carrier. That's true. That's true. From 2 days ago, Turkey sending energy to Iran. What? Iran plans to import 450 megawatts of electricity from Turkey to meet the needs of its petrochemical industry. He said all arrangements have been completed and Turkey was ready to begin transferring electricity to Iran. That's what I mean about fucking Turkey. They play to both sides. Isn't it ironic how they signed the pact with Pakistan and Saudi Arabia to help defend Saudi Arabia from attacks? It's really designed for the Iraqi factions and the Houthis. Yet they're working with Iran, the same people that are helping those proxies do what they do and giving them electricity. Turkey's two-sided. You cannot trust Turkey when it comes to shit like this. There's no way. On the one hand, they're making a defense pact with Saudi Arabia, who's being attacked by Houthis and Iran-backed factions in Iraq to help defend them. At the same time, they're working with Iran to help them. That makes no sense at all. You can't be trusted. They play both sides, just like the Qataris, just like Pakistan. It's just insane. It's absolutely insane. Exactly. Turkey supporting Iran in the background. Yes, Chinese ships are allowed to the blockade. That's why at the very beginning he says, Xi will be very happy because Xi is getting his oil. He said that months ago. Xi will be very happy. He didn't say anything else after that, but it's because of the oil. The oil's still getting to China. Main waterline feed, check the meter also to see if it's moving with and without water main shutoff. That's an excellent thing I got to go do over there. I didn't even think about that. I got to cut the line. Shut it off. I think it is coming from the main line, but the pressure hasn't dropped throughout the houses. You would think there'd be a pressure drop. Anytime anything happens here with a pipe, if there's even air, even if my filters are clogged in the garage, I can tell how the pressure drops. That tells me time to change the filters. I have multiple filters coming from the water line, from the water softener into the main water supply in the house. And I have to change those cartridges every month. That comes from the well. But I would notice the pressure drop change. I called them. They said, he just said it too. They didn't notice no pressure changes, nothing. But that's a great idea. I got to do that. I'm worried about that. I don't know. I am not buying that at all right now. That catering truck, catering cart business. I got to see if that's... I'm not touching that. But, there could have been a really credible threat, and they didn't want him on either plane, old or new. Because they would target either. And they know that people are watching and observing. I don't know. No, I got, a little thunderstorm, but nothing crazy here, thank God. Heavy downpours, but nothing crazy. Can you test call your water company? He's calling them. They're coming tomorrow, or maybe even today, and have them check their connection in their end. If it's a main line, then they could possibly. They're coming in person. He's gonna call me when they come. Breaking, an excellent point you guys are making in chat. It's mind-boggling, really. All right, hold on. See, they're not happy about this. Remember, Colombia has a new president, and he is allies with us. That's why I say keep an eye on Colombia of military cooperation between Colombia and the United States targeting the cartels and other things. I'm telling you, it's coming. Keep an eye on Colombia. Russia has released the former U.S. Marine Robert Gillum from detention for humanitarian reasons. He is now on an American plane that is transporting him from Russia to Washington Dulles International Airport. That's great news. That is great news. If true, because it's coming from their end. Wow. That's great news. The family, thank God. I don't know what his condition is. Humanitarian reasons? Is he sick? You know. Netanyahu. The Golan Heights is our land and will always be part of Israel. What is Vahid putting out? Okay, here we go. And Vahid is somebody I definitely watch closely. Reporters from the Al Arabiya and Al Hadath television networks in Saudi Arabia reported that 3 crew members were killed when a Houthi ballistic missile struck a commercial ship in the Strait. According to the report, the victims were 2 Pakistani nationals and 1 Indonesian citizen. Oh my God. What's going on? I'm live. Hold on, I gotta finish reading this. According to the report, the victims were 2 Pakistani nationals and 1 Indonesian citizen. They reported that the missile was launched from the east of the Taiz province and targeted the commercial ship as it was passing through the strait. This attack occurred amid ongoing threats to commercial ships and shipping routes in the Red Sea. So then they just go into that. The attack occurred amid ongoing threats to commercial ships, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, fighting continues in several fronts in Yemen. That's what's going on. What's up? What's going on? I love you too. Call me if anything. Tonight, if it's clear, I'm gonna cover the media shower, and definitely tomorrow night if it's clear, the peak.
I'll be watching for sure, bro.
All right, send my love.
You got it.
Later.
Have a good day, bro.
You too. Yeah, I see that saying people it's buffering, but I'm looking at Facebook. It's working fine. So that's a YouTube thing. Anyway, getting back. Chinese air defense failed during recent strike in India. Well, there's a pattern with that, with the Chinese air defense systems. But what level of air defense systems is it? You know what I mean? It says it's China's most advanced HQ-9 air defense system. Takes direct hits from Indian missiles. That's what it says. Unseen video of India's Op-Sindoor against Pakistan. It was secured by China's most advanced HQ-9 air defense system, taking direct hits from the Indian BrahMos missiles. This is why the world is avoiding Chinese junk. It failed from Iran to Pakistan and Venezuela. Junk. All right, what's going on in here now? Luke says no problem with his stream. Pakistan and not India. Strikes were in Pakistan by India. Open source intel. OSINT. Let me see what else is going on. I gotta go help the neighbor. That's all I'm seeing on Telegram right now. China has flying cars. Well, they should land with those flying cars in Tehran and take the mouse out and fly him back in the flying car back to China, or maybe drop him off in Russia. I don't think anybody would target a Chinese flying car or a plane or anything else. I know I'm being stupid. I get it. Democratic capitalist countries make way better military products and everything else than corrupt communist dictatorships and Islamic. And they steal, too, intellectually. A lot of our designs, you know how that goes. Oh, Merrill. Oh, Merle. He doesn't like me calling him Merle. Yeah, the mouse is in a sub in the sewer. Silence until BB ramps up the show up. I guess. It looks like Israel's definitely preparing. But they've always been prepared, right? You think they're just preparing now? All I know is their Arrow, their Iron Dome, Iron Beam, all that shit better be ready to go. And every other defense countermeasure. You know they're ready offensively. I just hope they're able to withstand a barrage, and I mean a fucking barrage from Iran. And Iran will target everything. Civilian, infrastructure, nuclear power plants, anything. Technical issues, whatever. If it was cyber, you think they're going to say it's cyber? Really? They'll just say something, they're having issues, technical issues, they're trying to resolve them, that kind of thing. So I don't know. Again, speculation. But if it's happening across the board to other people out there doing their podcasts or streaming, whatever. The Houthi movement launched a series of attacks today using 10 missiles and 4 drones targeting sites on the western coast where Saudi-backed mercenaries are stationed. And what he put up earlier, oil spills continue now. This is different. I thought it was going to refer to the beaches in the islands in the Persian Gulf, Iran. Oil spills continue in Saudi Arabia. Repair work is ongoing at a refinery following the Yemeni attack, which Saudi Arabia attributed to the Iraqi resistance approximately 15 days ago. Meanwhile, in Jizan, explosive tanks have been observed after a Yemeni attack a few days prior. And they're showing satellite clips. Oh shit, an IED explosion in Dujail, south of Salah al-Din, 2 killed initially in Iraq. This is Shin. on X. What the hell is this? Interesting. Look at this. Alongside aircraft from Chile and Argentina was part of the plan. Due to an issue with one or more of the supporting tank aircraft, the sortie was scrubbed in flight, so it will likely be attempted again in the coming days. South America. I keep saying, keep an eye on fucking South America. Oh, definitely got to keep an eye on this. Definitely got to keep an eye on this. I'm telling you, something is coming. I think it's Cuba, personally, but I'm telling you, do not discount Colombia or somewhere else in South America. I've been saying that. We got to clean up our hemisphere. I've been saying that. Let me just be curious and see what the propaganda press TV is putting out there in Iran. I like to just see what they're saying. The bullshit that they're spewing. If, believe me, they watch all of us. Everything. Mr. Puppet. He even looks bad. The Iranian president stresses all-out readiness as he congratulates the 6 new commanders. What a weak puppet he is. Weak. A top cleric, of course, is going to say this in Iran. That the Lebanese government's direct talks with Israel are pointless. Of course he's going to say that. Because of Hezbollah. And the support of Hezbollah. No shit, Sherlock. And yeah, somebody mentioned this earlier. Iran's Minister of Interior officially welcomed his Pakistani counterparts in Tehran. Look at them. Look at them. Look at the mouse. You trust them? You trust the Pakistanis? Do you? In any, as a mediator, negotiation between us and them? Hell no. Sorry, I don't. I don't trust any of them. Look, they're shaking hands. This is the press TV of Iran. Look. They're shaking hands. Oh, this bullshit. That's the foreign minister of Iran. Oh, God. I don't even want to play their propaganda. I'm not going to do it. They push that the mouse is alive. Because he's like the new commander now. He thanks the leader for trust, vows no retreat for national rights under threats. Like he's still alive. That's what they're pushing out there on their press TV. I can't. He's the secretary of the Supreme. He's the new secretary of the Supreme National Council of Iran. The Islamic Republic of Iran will not back down from the rights and interests of its people in the face of any threat, and in this regard, decisions in this area must be made stronger than before. So you could see the hardliners are trying to really put out this bullshit out there that they're in control and they're not going to retreat or give in to demands or whatever. Look what the foreign minister said. Iran won both the war and diplomacy in U.S.-Israeli aggression. And then look, 3 hours ago, Qatar's foreign ministry spokesman said Iran-Oman talks on the Strait of Hormuz are an advanced stage. Look at this shit and this is, who is it? Qatar, the mediator, Qatar. The Qataris, you hear that always, that they're involved in the mediation. This is bullshit. Yeah, I agree, Marianne. It is. It's like Monty Python. I have the ground invasion strategy with Senator Rambo Aguilar. Well, again, anything anybody says is their theory, their opinion. The only people that truly know is the inner circle, the president and the inner circle. They could all speculate as much as anybody else. That would be like announcing your plans. They are still planning the mouse funeral arrangements, buying time. I agree. I agree with you, Luke. I've been saying it too. That they're going to pronounce him dead, and they're going to announce the Assembly of Experts is going to pick a new supreme leader, or have already decided who that is in the event of his death, and then immediately announce it. And it's going to be an ultra hardliner. They got to project some kind of stability in the regime. Right now, it is a shit show. And they need somebody to be out there that could be seen and heard. Not like the invisible cardboard mouse. They want to be able to project the supreme leader's so-called power in the decision making and leading the people. We need to hear from the supreme leader. They believe that will help. That's just my opinion. Similar to what you're covering now. What's up, Moses? Yep. Exactly. Diesel. Strikes a hardline tone. They just told me my video cannot be monetized. I don't care. YouTube. In his first statement, pledging that Tehran will not compromise in the face of threats and must emerge from the current crisis stronger and more powerful. He says Iran will strengthen its military deterrence, resist the bullying of enemies, and respond promptly and decisively to any attack while maintaining readiness to confront future threats. He also places protecting the Islamic Republic, the Islamist Revolution, and its values at the center of Iran's national security posture. This is key. Believe it or not, that is key because of the guy threatening to take over the regime, storming it, killing security forces. That is key. He also places protecting the Islamic Republic, the Islamic Revolution, and its values at the center of Iran's national security policy. Because that dude threatened to storm Tehran. IRGC should kill security forces and create a much more hardliner regime government under Sharia law. That's why they're doing this. Because they know. It's not the moderates, so-called, that are trying to win out here. It's even more ultra hardliners that want to take over power. It's worse. It's not better. It's worse. Will that succeed? I don't know. I don't think so, actually, right now. But if the mouse is dead, they're going to have to fill that void somehow with someone. Who is that someone? They're all pretending like he's alive and he's the one that decided to appoint them in these positions. Oh my God. Oh yes, we shared that. You guys could look at that link that Diesel put in chat that Pakistan is supplying Iran. Remember when they were having the memorandum of understanding meetings in Pakistan, and they had all the Iranian planes at the airport in Pakistan? Like the Pakistan are definitely playing Iran's favorability absolutely to Iran in so many ways, and they're the fucking mediators. Are we fooling ourselves, really? These are the people that you're using as mediators? Oh my God. Good morning, Faye. Bad storm in Illinois, possible tornadoes, and derecho. Oh, derecho's bad. I'm going to have to check that out really quick. That is bad. And I got to go soon because I have to check on my neighbor's situation. Holy shit. It's not just there, but also Wisconsin, Chicago. But I see it. I see that bow effect. That is bad news. But it's also nasty up here too, but Ohio. But this is bad. That's definitely the area of major concern. This is bad too. But definitely. Damn. Look at this. That's a tornado warning. Oh, this is bad. Expires in 1 hour, Illinois. Another one. Oh my God, look at Illinois. The tornado warnings. Jesus Christ. Wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour possible, along with heavy rain and localized flooding. And of course the tornado. Look at this. Observed. Holy shit. Look at this. Radar indicated. Wow. That's bad. That is bad. Praying for all of those in these areas. That's sad. I thought I heard the door. That's bad. Faye, I hope, pray to God. Look at them. They just keep coming. There's tornado warnings all over the place. Severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible. There's all these boxes. Extremely dangerous situation. Extremely dangerous situation. There's a whole bunch of these red boxes. Wow, that is bad. These ain't. I mean, that's. Yeah, this is not good. That's the model. Yeah, this is not good. Have a great one, Tammy. Wow. I still have my candle lit. Praying for those people. Oh my God. Anyway, 85-mile-per-hour winds moving into Chicago. Yeah. It is. The entire line is tornado warned. I just seen that. That's crazy. I'm worried about Chicago and other populated areas. So no. That's important to put that out there if anybody's in these areas. Horrible. Anyway, what the hell is this? Who sent me this? Burroughs. What is Burroughs sending me? This is AI related. Yeah, that is crazy what a friend just shared with me with the AI. Okay, getting back to this. And I got to get off soon because I have to take care of that for my neighbor. Secretary of Iran Supreme Council. As long as the United States does not accept Iran conditions, including an end to the war in Gaza and Lebanon, the Strait of Hormuz will not be opened. And if an agreement is reached between Iran and Oman regarding the navigation route in the strait, it will be a separate issue from the closure of Hormuz. Just put out. Ali Shamkhani, Secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council. That was his statement just now. Literally, they released it. As long as the United States does not accept Iran's conditions, which we're not, including an end to the war in Gaza, in other words, putting pressure on Israel, and Lebanon, the Strait of Hormuz will not be opened. And if agreement is reached between Iran and Oman regarding the navigation route or route in the strait, it will be a separate issue from the closure of Hormuz. Enemy report. This is how they put it. So it's probably coming from Israeli media. A settler was shot and injured near Kiryat Arba, near Hebron. The incident is under investigation. I have yet to see that on any of the Israeli accounts. That's what they're saying on the other accounts. Don't forget to check out the graphics. Oh yeah, that's right. I have to still check on CB's emails. Video cannot be monetized. Video cannot be monetized. I don't give a. Oh my God. You know you're going to get me in trouble with this, right? They're really going to go after me for putting this up, dude. You know that, right? This is just asking for problems. But I'm going to do it anyway. So, Diesel in chat, it wasn't me. Diesel created these AI images of Mouse Jr. and what it could be like right now, his current state. I'm going down. I'm going down. Based on the alleged reported injuries he sustained, this is what he could possibly appear as, to look like. Remember when they were talking that he might be disfigured, maimed? Blame Diesel. And then he uses a more humorous approach. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. That's the Supreme Mouse. These are the things he... I mean, you're bad. Mars attacks the aliens. Diesel. Oh my God. I'm going down. No, it's too late for that, dude. I already showed it. It's too late. It's too late for that. Oh my God, his poor boyfriend must be a mess. Oh my God. Stop it. You know, I made that. I got to do another one. I want to try. You know I'm about to try something, right? This might get me in trouble. This is going to be curious to see what it creates. I might get in trouble for it. It might say that this violates community things. I'm just curious to see what comes out of this. He definitely has a nicer set of hair than this. I'm just saying. I mean, if I was to like put stuff in my hair and slick it back, it might be something acceptable. This is actually very good. It's better than I expected. Are you ready for this? Oh, this is good. Me now. I'm gonna get in trouble. You ready? This is what I just made. Tusi should take this. I just made that with the AI. Oh my God, I'm going down now. I'm going down. Oh my God, I'm going down. I'm in trouble now. Oh shit. That's a keeper. That's a keeper. For me, it is. Oh, Jesus. I hope you weren't drinking coffee when you saw that one. Isn't it? Isn't it good? Your brain? Oh, that looks like an album cover. I could use that for the album cover of all my Iranian songs. I have like 10 of them that I wrote the lyrics to. AI made the music, but I wrote the lyrics. Even in Persian, I have them. Pat Riley. I always thought of that. You know that, Bong? Pat Riley, Knicks, Lakers, of course. Forget about the Knicks. Oh God, at least they finally won. I don't think there's 72 virgin goats left. Dude, that actually came out pretty good, actually. I gotta see that again. Oh, yes. Look at that. 72 waiting for you. Yep, there they are. They're waiting for you as you enter the gates of hell. Let me stop. It is, right? It's a perfect album cover for all my songs. I should work on that. You know that? I should upload all my Iranian-based songs and use that as the thumbnail and make it into an album. Because I release everything as a single. I should put everything I ever made that's related to Iran and put it all in one. Because I have a lot. I mean, I have a lot. And put that as the album cover. For real. I even have songs in Persian that Sep helped me. Speaking of Sep, I haven't heard from him. Oh, he's on Teams. I dare not contact him. And I did definitely have to keep it private because he wants to be private right now. I just messaged him. He's not online. But maybe I'll get a message from him. I told him that all of you send your love. And I told him to keep me. Actually, what did I write? I said, stay in touch. We all send our love. And then I wrote something to him more private. They remind you of the witches on Beastmaster. Who was that actor? Mark Singer? I don't remember. I remember seeing that movie like fucking decades ago. I remember it vaguely. A new explosion has been heard inside the storage facilities of the Zawiya oil refinery in Libya. There's a lot of shit going on in Libya too. That's the second time in 2 days I've been hearing something's going down in Libya. at oil refineries. Oh shit, it's almost 12. I gotta go. Someone's coming. Is somebody in the bathroom? Yeah. Oh. I was like, I'm hearing noises. I'm like, what the hell is that? Running water. I thought I had a leak. So here's something else. U.S. fires on Iran-bound blockade runner as media say deal is close. Oh my God, stop it. Stop it. Yeah, we know this. So is that the deal they're referring to? A deal is close? As meteors say deal is close. What kind of deal? Between who? The U.S. and Iran were close to some sort of an arrangement, citing signals from the past 2-3 days. Bullshit. That's bullshit. But the United States has not come seeking genuine talks or peace, Iranian foreign minister said on Tuesday. They both saying that about each other. This is unbelievable. It's just like more noise, more bullshit. It's sickening. It's gotten to the point of sickening. 130 mile per hour winds from Illinois, and a tornado may take out the radar station nearby. Oh my God. Per Makbar, advisor to Iran, the Strait of Hormuz will not be reopened until Iran's. Yeah, I read that earlier, Diesel. What the hell's going on in Illinois? Chicago's getting hit now. And there's tornado warnings every freaking where. Everywhere. Oh my God. Severe thunderstorm watch for the entire area. But there are a lot of tornado indicated on radar. Extremely dangerous situation. Extremely dangerous tornado. This is bad. A 100-mile-per-hour winds observed. Jesus Christ. Destructive damage. $70 mph? Well, you just saw the radar move. Oh my God, Chicago. East Chicago. Chicago Heights is getting slammed. $100-mile-per-hour winds. All right, this is all part of the same alert. This is a severe thunderstorm. It's got to be, yeah. You could see the difference of the boxes, right? The red ones are tornado, outlined by red. This one just went in. Tornado warning. This one just got issued. Oh my God. This is really bad. This is really bad. And I'm not exaggerating this. This is bad. I pray for these people. And don't ignore this line either. But this is horrific. This is horrible. And the models doesn't help either. Look at this. Oh my God. This is a short-term model, but still it shows you how it's drifting southeast. These storms are going to be something to contend with all afternoon, sinking southeast. Indiana, look at that. Into parts of Ohio. I wouldn't be surprised this gets into Kentucky, maybe. Yeah, this is not good news. Not good. Yeah, this is horrible. Oh my God, I can't overstate it. I mean, this is just so fucking bad. He's not on. I thought maybe we might see a live cam. That's if a live cam would even work right now. So he's reporting too. He's a spotter. I mean, this is really bad for, I mean, this extends, but look at this. Look at this. Yeah, this is bad. I can't say I feel for these people big time because this is bad. Turn on radar mode and look at the velocity scan. Twin tornadoes look like a third trying to form. Their downtown skyscrapers will definitely be damaged by windows with those high winds. Corey was near the storms, but I think he's behind the leading edge now. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Pretty fucking bad. This is bad. No doubt. It is on radar mode, KJ. I just don't want to obsess on it right now because I gotta go soon. Because I gotta help my neighbor. Crazy Corey. Okay. Let me get back to what we were just. That is scary stuff. European Mediterranean Seismological Center. Eyewitnesses have reported experiencing earthquakes in Colombia approximately 5 minutes ago. More earthquakes in Colombia? Oh, he's talking about Michigan. Trump, it will become a jihadist state. Look what's happening in Michigan. He must have said that somewhere. The only thing he's posted in the last couple of hours is political here. I just checked Truth Social. So I don't know where that came from. He must be interviewed by somebody or whatever. I like to see where get like the source of that. Is it okay if I share a link to Corey's live? Of course you can, Diesel. Let me see it. Put it in. Put it in. I want to see it because maybe he's behind the line though. Yep, we shared that earlier, Faye, but you could share it again. Just up now, all sent morning sunshine to my son. Aw, awesome. Anyway, I need to take a break because I have to deal with an emergency next door for the neighbor. And also, I'm going to take a break because tonight I am going to stream the night before peak of the Perseids meteor shower. So I need to take a break and take a power nap at some point because tonight's going to be a long night if it's clear. We're talking 4 to maybe 5 o'clock in the morning to cover the meteor shower. I have had success in the past night before peak because sometimes it comes in a little earlier than expected. So I will be streaming the Perseids meteor shower tonight. Technically, night before peak. Technically. But like I said, I've had success. Oh, let me see. It's looking not bad. Oh yeah, I can't share this because he's behind the line now. But that's cool. I can't share that. I'll get in trouble. But that's cool that you put that link. Diesel, you are always welcome to put whatever links. I don't care if you put links to other people's streams. I don't care. It's about getting the information out. If you think it's a credible, valid source, put it in. We've had a great show the last couple of nights here in coastal Texas, even with all the light pollution we have. Well, I'm going to, like I said, I have things to do. I got to check the neighbor. I got things to do here. Today is garbage day. I got to take the garbage to the street. I got things to do here. And I got to take a power nap for tonight at some point. But I'll start at about, I never like to put a time on it. I'm definitely going to set up the equipment before it gets dark because it's hard to put the equipment out there when it's dark. So maybe I'll start by 8 tonight and we're going all night. We're going to like 4 or 5 a.m. tonight. There's going to be a long stream tonight. If the weather cooperates, which looks right now it's going to tonight and tomorrow. All of a sudden they say it's going to be clear tomorrow night, which was not the forecast as of even yesterday. What the hell is this? Oh, something that happened 8 years ago. Give me a break. And they're talking about a massive fire breaks out at the Libya refinery after a drone attack. That's another thing. What's going on in Libya? No group has claimed responsibility for the attacks. Anyway, all of you have a great rest of your afternoon. I'll see maybe some of you later tonight for the meteor shower coverage. Keep an eye on all this crazy stuff that's going on. Let me know. Diesel, I know you know how to reach me. Be well, be blessed, be safe, all of you. God bless our president, our country, our troops, their families, everyone. And until later, I'm signing off. And I'll see most of you later. Well, maybe not most of you, some of you later.